Whenever I listen back to something that I do, it just makes me feel weird.
No one expected a quiet British girl to take America's Got Talent by storm. But Courtney Hadwin did exactly that. One timid step into the spotlight, and her life changed forever. Behind the applause, however, hid battles that tested her strength and spirit, challenges that would shape her journey long after the cameras stopped rolling. Courtney Hadwin, the shy child from Hartlepool, County Durham, was born on July 6, 2004. From the start, her world was filled with melody. Her parents, Anne-Marie and Paul, noticed something extraordinary in her voice, a spark of raw talent that set her apart. Music was woven into the Hadwin family's daily life. Alongside her siblings, Melissa and Paul, Courtney grew up surrounded by rhythm and harmony, yet her path to stardom was anything but easy. At just 5 years old, she began her journey into music. Her hometown of Hesleden, a small quiet village in northeast England, gave her the space to dream. It was peaceful, distant from big city noise, a place where a young girl could find her voice. She attended Hesleden Primary and later the academy at Shotton Hall, but the classroom walls could never contain her ambition. She joined Shotton Hall Theatre School, took lessons at Peanuts masterclasses, trained at Kate Sear's School of Music, and refined her craft under Julie Miles at Vocal Ovation. Courtney's drive was relentless. Her grandfather often spoke proudly of her determination, the hours she spent practicing, the times she sang on street corners to earn money for her lessons. Every note, every song, brought her one step closer to the stage she dreamed of. In 2015, she entered her first major competition, Teen Star in Newcastle. Though she didn't win, her rendition of Bob Dylan's Make You Feel My Love left the audience stunned. It was a quiet, heartfelt beginning, a moment that hinted at the power she carried within. 2 years later, in 2017, everything changed. Courtney auditioned for The Voice Kids UK. Her explosive performance of Tina Turner's Nutbush City Limits caught everyone off guard. The judges were captivated, not just by her voice but by her energy, her movement, her undeniable charisma. She followed it up with Dancing in the Street and a soul-soaked I Got You, I Feel Good by James Brown. In those moments, she wasn't just singing, she was becoming. Then came the leap that would make her a household name. Courtney's decision to audition for America's Got Talent was bold. When she first walked onto that massive stage in 2018, she looked quiet, unsure, a shy teenager facing the world. But as the music for Otis Redding's Hard to Handle began, she transformed. What followed was pure electricity, a surge of energy so raw and authentic that it sent shockwaves through the theatre. The judges were stunned. Simon Cowell called her a lion in the body of a mouse. Howie Mandel compared her to the great Janis Joplin, struck by the same kind of wild soul he'd seen in legends. And then came the moment, the golden buzzer. In an instant, golden confetti filled the air, and Courtney's life would never be the same. The performance went viral. Within months, her audition had been viewed hundreds of millions of times. The shy girl from England had become a global phenomenon. As the competition continued, she proved that lightning could strike more than once. Her quarter-final performance of James Brown's Papa's Got a Brand New Bag was a whirlwind of movement and voice, fearless, electric. In the semi-finals, she tore through Born to be Wild by Steppenwolf, and for the grand finale she soared through Tina Turner's River Deep, Mountain High. She didn't win the title, but she didn't need to. The world had already crowned her in its own way. After AGT, Courtney joined magician Shin Lim for a series of live shows in Las Vegas. On that stage, under blinding lights and roaring applause, she proved she could hold her own alongside the best in entertainment. Her time on America's Got Talent wasn't just a competition. It was a transformation. In 2019, she returned for America's Got Talent, The Champions. This time she brought something new, her first original song, Pretty Little Thing. It was bold, fresh, and uniquely hers. She didn't take first place, but she didn't need validation anymore. The performance solidified her as an artist, not just a contestant. Some questioned her choices, why she had crossed the ocean to compete in the US instead of staying in the UK. But for Courtney, the answer was simple. She wanted to stand where her heroes once had. The biggest stage in the world was calling, and she was ready to answer. Her family always believed in her. They knew her talent was meant for global audiences, and they were right. With every performance, every song, she connected with hearts far beyond the borders of home. By the end of 2018, Courtney had signed with Simon Cowell's Psycho Entertainment and Arista Records, a major milestone in any artist's career. In 2019, she released The Cover Sessions, a collection of reimagined tracks from artists like Harry Styles, Lil Nas X, and Lewis Capaldi. Each song carried her distinct fingerprint, soulful, emotional, and raw. She didn't just sing covers, she reinvented them. From the quiet streets of Hesleden to the bright lights of Los Angeles, Courtney's rise was extraordinary. But behind the glamour, there were shadows. Fame came with a cost. The online world, and as quick to praise as it is to destroy, turned its gaze on her. Strangers hid behind screens, mocking her voice, her movements, her quirks. Even at school, whispers followed her down the hall. Yet she stood firm. The same fire that powered her voice fueled her resilience. Her mother worried about the pressure. Her father reminded her that even artists like Ed Sheeran had stepped away from social media after enduring harsh criticism. But Courtney refused to let the negativity consume her. She focused on the music, the one place where she was free. In 2020, she shared that freedom with the world once more, releasing Happy Xmas, War is Over, a gentle reminder of hope and peace. Then in 2021, she appeared on Howie Mandel's podcast, Howie Does Stuff. There, fans saw the real Courtney, witty, humble, and full of dreams. She spoke about her nerves before her first audition, how fear nearly silenced her, and how, the moment the music began, she became someone else. She also teased something mysterious, a new direction, a new project, perhaps even a new label. Fans were left guessing, but one thing was certain: she wasn't done. Courtney's ambition remained vast. She wanted to create music with the emotional depth of Amy Winehouse, the fire of Janis Joplin, and the honesty of her own story. To her, every song was a canvas, a place to paint truth with sound. Still, even as her artistry grew, so did the challenges. Fame, especially at a young age, can twist reality. Some critics said she was too intense, too eccentric. Others questioned whether her onstage transformation was real. But those who knew her, her family, friends, coaches, understood that this was simply who she was. The stage wasn't an act, it was liberation. Her grandfather once said that people back home didn't quite grasp what Courtney represented, that her gift was something rare, something beyond borders. He was right. Courtney wasn't just chasing fame. She was chasing connection. When America's Got Talent reached its peak, she stood as one of the favorites to win. Bookmakers listed her odds higher than most. 46% of viewers believed she would take the crown. But even when she didn't, she walked away with something far greater: global recognition, and a legion of fans who saw themselves in her courage. Her competitors included magicians, dancers, bands, each brilliant in their own right. Yet there was something different about Courtney. When she sang, it wasn't just performance, it was possession, as though the music itself had chosen her. The stage became her universe, the lights her constellations. Even after the cameras turned away, she continued creating, sharing glimpses of her process on social media, teasing snippets of unreleased songs like Keep the Monsters Away. Fans waited eagerly, drawn by her authenticity. She didn't post for fame, she posted to connect. Through all of it, one truth endured. Courtney Hadwin wasn't simply a girl who sang. She was a force, unpredictable, vulnerable, powerful. From a small town in England to the world's grandest stages, her story became a testament to resilience. A reminder that greatness often begins in silence, in the trembling hands of a shy girl who dares to step into the light. And once she does, the world never forgets her song.